Hello, this is Michael Ellis, also known as Elias the Artist, and I am a trained alchemist and professional, so do not try this at home. Or if you want to try this at home, follow laboratory safety procedures and common sense. That's my disclaimer. Now, do not ingest this or do not use this as it's not intended to be used. This is just a toy experiment or not a toy. This is not a toy. This is just an experiment to demonstrate the powers of alchemy. Now today I'm going to show you what I think is a procedure to make colloidal silver. This has not been tested or assayed in a professional laboratory, so I do not have proof that this is actually what is occurring. It may actually be colloidal copper, so I don't actually have any proof that this actually is what is occurring, but this is just my theory at the time being based on the evidence I have at hand. Okay, so let's get to it. Now, here is my theoretical method to making or transmuting metals into colloidal silvers from copper. And as we know, copper is readily available in most areas of the world, relatively cheaply and accessible. And we know that silver is going to be a very valuable commodity in the future with everything that's going on in the world nowadays. And it might actually be worth more than gold in the very near future. So here's how we go about making it. The materials you will need: a cup of tap water, preferably in a glass jar, but I'm using a plastic container just to show you for the time being. A little bit of vinegar. You'll probably need about a tablespoon, and that's about it. A good amount of sodium chloride. I used crushed water softener salt. Now, the reason you need sodium chloride is to actually get the results you want. That is the transmuting, or the white stone, as we call it in alchemy. You're going to need alligator clips. The thicker, the better. If you can get battery cables, that's ideal. Go for that. And a power supply. Now, here I am using the very basic and very available 9-volt batteries. You'll need at least 3 of them. If you don't use 9-volt batteries or you don't have access to them, you can strip a wall wart, but that is very dangerous and I don't suggest that. If you do, you have to watch it very carefully. And I also suggest that you get a doctor meter or any other type of power supply. That's what I use for myself. Just look them up on Amazon. They're pretty cheap, unless you get like a giant, really expensive and sophisticated one. They run about $50 online. I'm not an influencer, so I'm not suggesting you get a Dr. Meter one. That's just the one I have, and they have worked for me. So yeah, I'm not promoting or anything or whatever. That's just the one I have, so I'm just saying that that one works. I don't mean to promote Dr. Meter or anything. There's a bunch of different brands out there, so you can pick the one you want to have. I'm just saying that the one I have works well for this, because they have like short circuit protection and stuff like that. So yeah, you're gonna need 3 batteries, and if you get 3 batteries, you have to watch this very carefully, because they can overheat. And what I have found when using batteries is that the casing will peel away when it starts to heat up. So you gotta be very careful with these, and you gotta use it on a non-flammable surface. So actually, I'm just demonstrating this on a tablecloth here. You gotta use this on a non-flammable surface, like a lab bench or something like that, or outside or on a countertop. So and then you need your water, and the water can be any type of water. So it can be distilled water, it can be tap water. Tap water works best for me. preferably non-chlorinated, because if you use chlorinated water, you're going to get some pretty nasty fumes. So I just used non-chlorinated tap water. So that's everything you need. It's pretty simple. Oh, and I forgot the I forgot the most important stuff. You're going to need a piece of copper, and copper is usually available in most areas, and then some other metal. This doesn't matter what type of metal it is, because it's going to get it's not going to get eroded or anything. It's just acts as the ground. The ground can be any other type of metal. It can be the same metal. It can be a different metal. It can be any type of metal. It doesn't matter. It just needs to be a conductor of some sort. It can be even graphite if you really want it to be. So just some other type of metal. And it can be a wire if you want. It can be a plate if you want. It can be an electrode if you want. It can be anything. So just copper and some other metal. So let's get beginning. Let's get started. Okay, you're going to want to connect the 3 batteries together. And you're going to do that positive to negative in a series setup. So I'll show you how to do that. So you take the positive and negative and you hook them together like this. So you have a chain, or a series if you will, or a daisy chain of batteries. And you hook them together like that so they don't fry each other. Oops. Ah, shoot. Can't do this with one hand. There we go. Okay. So you have something like that. There we go. There's something wrong with there. Just so you have something like this, with a positive on one side and negative on the other side. Now on the positive end, which is the smaller one, you're going to connect your positive wire like such. And on the negative end, which is the bigger one, you're going to connect your other wire as such. Now that we have our positive and negative, we can start to do our electrolysis. But first we're going to have to add our sodium chloride, which I used water softener salt because it's available, to our water. That does our work for us. That's our electrolyte. And just about a tablespoon of vinegar, which I have right here, as you can see. Just about a tablespoon worth. There we go. Now to the positive, we attach our copper. Alright. We can dunk that in. And to the negative, we attach our arbitrary metal, which happens to be ungalvanized now. And we dunk that in. And electrolysis should begin by bubbles occurring, as you can see there. So that means it's working. Now we just let it run for about an hour or so, and then it's done. And if you can avoid it, try not to get your, you might want to actually tape it up like that. So the positive alligator clip isn't in the water, otherwise that will dissolve on you. So yeah, you might want to tape it up like right above the water level like that. So I'm actually gonna go and get some tape and do that. So I'll just pause it for a moment and then we'll be right back. Okay, so we got it taped up here. So now we can see what's going on. So we've got a light blue cast to that. So we're not sure what that is exactly at the time. We haven't analyzed that. But that's basically what happened. So there you go. That's what we've got. So thanks for watching. This is Michael Ellis, also known as Elias the Artist. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.